up, Annette? What up, Jay? Or JJ, I'm sorry. Y'all hit that like button on your way in now. That ought to be a habit for me by now. Carlos, what's up, brother? Thank you. Carlos Little Joe started checking that out. I don't know if you had time. I know you was a tired puppy. I'm really not, from what he's telling me, I really don't, I don't see a benefit to doing that thing. He said it's just like the one I already got up. Not running tonight. Cincy, what's up? Well, I done made it back up to the yard. Damn near 600 miles of back road. Oh, speaking of JJ, Carlos, I tried to send him that alligator video I sent you, and it ain't sending it to him for some reason. It says it's too big. Any way you can get it to him? Hanging out at the Coca-Cola and Paw Paw. What a deal. I really don't want to share it through any of my social media. That's selective viewing. I told him you said you couldn't unsee it, so that made him really want to see it. Oh, goodness. Had somebody call me a wordsmith today. JJ, are you and I friends on Facebook or anything? That's what I was thinking. Say, you can go through there and find him on my friends list. Now, a couple of you smart individuals, tell me, what is a wordsmith? I've been accused of butchering the American language, but you know. Don't take my glory and Carlos' glory. We had to set you straight again. And everybody done seen last night that I am better looking. So your little fantasy about looking better than me, I put that shit to rest last night. I showed them. Oh. You think so, Mikey? And a bromance has begun, right? Oh, JJ. See, now I was down there. Why didn't you share some of them drugs with me? I like to have these fantasies and illusions that you're having. But anyway, the old boy, and he called me that in good humor. He wasn't trying to badmouth me at all. But I've been waiting on somebody to tell me it sounded like I was contradicting myself. So I made a video this evening explaining to him exactly what it meant. Uh-huh. I don't want to make nobody sick. Thank you, Annette. So there, JJ, you got put in your place. 7 people and 3 likes. Who's not liking us tonight? If you think I'm a better looking one, you got to hit that like button. Otherwise, JJ will be saying, see there? Oh. Damn, look at it go. It looks like a fan or something. Thank you and thank you. But any new people that's watching this, this old boy named Richard, I don't think I've exchanged too many words with him. I think he made a live stream one night. I don't even want to see me at a Speedo. But he was telling me, he says, dude, he says, it's, well, I can't read, well, maybe I'll read you the message up here. I hear you. I have played that waiting game too many times. Well, let's see. I don't want to go there. Let me try going through here. It says, you, Papa Joe, are a wordsmith. Love watching your vids and hearing your wisdom. Seems like you are on one hand saying start with a mega company for a minimum of 2 years. And here you are telling us how crappy they all are and the underhandedness of them. Guess we have to find that fine balance, huh? So I told him I would answer him tonight, and I did. Y'all know me, I got to answer in a video. Uh-oh. Well, Mitch might want to see me in a Speedo. Yeah, if you once you get 2 years under your belt, you can damn near write your own ticket and go with almost any company. Now, there are still some that want 3 years and whatnot. There's going to be some of them like Walmart. I think they've cut theirs back. But for the longest time, Walmart wanted you to have like 1 million miles. But I tell everybody that unless you have 2 years, pretty much nobody will take you. The ones that will take you is going to be just like what you just left. So why leave? It looks a lot better on your record to have 2 years with the same company than somebody like this company would snatch you right up if you got a good record. Walmart wants 3 now? Okay. I knew they'd cut away back. They been needing drivers pretty bad. I just don't like the way Walmart treats their drivers. Oh boy. Show me the money. And we do have a DC down there about 50 miles or so from my house. But I really don't want to drive for them. I pulled up here on the front row because there was one of our drivers on the back row trying to sleep. Well, I hooked to my wagon and took care of a little bit of stuff and pulled up here so I wouldn't keep them awake with my truck running. They got an APU. Well, they treat theirs a little better than ours, but I've been in some of their DCs where their drivers check in just a window, over here on this side and we're over here on this side. And I've read some of their threats that they write on the wall. And it's like, really? When I was doing the rock and roll, we had an old boy out of Florida. Can't remember his name. Real cool guy. I've got him on my friends list. He's a Mexican fella from down there. Owner operator. And he was giving up his truck to go drive their truck. And he told me that they monitor your personal phone for usage during your drive time. And you're only allowed to be on it like 10 minutes a day. Really? You're going to monitor my private phone? I don't think so. And other little silly stuff like that. And I don't like wearing somebody's damn uniform either. I'm out of the Marine Corps. So that's just me. I don't want to drive for Walmart. Now there's plenty of people that like that stuff. Yeah. Well, the other day, last week, when I made the video about the brokers and stuff, I'm the same way about them. That's my phone. They don't have a right to use it, demand to use it, or anything else. They're lucky I even answer their phone calls at all. And if the company ever goes telling me I have to, I'm going to tell them they need to buy me a phone. This one's mine. Exactly, JJ. Now, when I got into the smartphone deal, I had quit a company and then I wound up going back to them. And they told you signing on that you had to have a smartphone. But they was going through different log issues and trying to get it where you could log on do your logbook on your phone and all this other stuff. And now that's a whole different story because I knew when I hired on that I had to have a smartphone that I could do company work on. I was fine with that. That makes it a tax write-off, which it was anyway, but still. I wish mine was 200. Carlos is distracted tonight. Grandma had made some chicken broccoli Alfredo or some nonsense. That's what I had for dinner tonight. No, I really don't, Mikey. At one time, I had a big old bag of all kinds of reference material and all kinds of stuff. And I would do a pretty good little Bible study. But it still all came back to it was man's opinion, man's thought on it. So, and I have a problem with man getting in and interpreting God's word for me. I'd rather say a prayer and read the word and let him teach me what he wants me to think it means. But now I talk to people about it. Don't get me wrong. I'm not down on it and all that. You get into some of these nutcases like that one out of Florida that was hollering the world was going to end 15 years ago or something. He knew the exact date. God had showed him how to work the numbers and decode the Bible. I almost bought into that, to tell you the truth. So what are you studying on? Y'all are awful quiet tonight. You're going to make me carry this. It's going to be a real short live stream. Oh. What you paint? We got a bedroom that needs painted. So you're trying to paint and listen to me ramble on. Oh me, oh my. Yeah, I knew it was getting ready to start shutting down. I ran all the back roads that I wanted today. Ran more than I wanted. I came up a route that I don't really like. Got some pretty good pulls in it on 2-lane roads. Heavy load I brought up, which was a mulch load. Oh, it drug me down. Well, that's what I'm thinking. Hard for me to disagree with you. If people would do their research on the Catholic Church, they did some pretty rough stuff back in the day. I mean, some bad stuff. Well, she is right. I would have been going the wrong way. But I came up to the yard. I just hooked to a 2-dropper going to Houston. So they had me drop my load here. Somebody else would deliver it tomorrow. I'll get down Houston way tomorrow. I won't make it in time to kick any loads off. remember which one was my first drop. I'll look at this, it's easier. Okay, the Wallaceville Road one. Well, they don't really have parking there. They got a gate. So I have to decide where I'll go to park up. Go for it, Carlos. But don't get paint on my screen. And you never did tell us what you was painting. Are you finger painting or are you doing it with a brush and roller? Y'all know who's boss in his house. Wife told him, you will stay home and paint tonight. He is. Cheer box, huh? Okay. Whatever a cheer box is. I must be missing some of them. Yes, I do. Well, now part of that about the Sabbath is their days ran different back then. If you're going to start looking at that, you need to do a little bit of research on when their days started and ending back in the days the Bible was being read. You'll find out that their time schedule was different than ours. Carlos, I'll take you a step farther, brother. What up, Patrick? I think that our deceased loved ones come and visit periodically. Not all of them, but some of them. I don't know if your mom's passed or not, but say your mom or your dad is passed and you're pretty tight with them, I believe they come and check in on us. My dogs quite often start looking over by our fireplace and whatnot, and we've often tried to figure out who it is, but it scares the dickens out of our dogs, and nothing there, you know, and it ain't like we added something new to the corner. Well, that's true, Carlos. I think she does hear y'all. And I'm sorry I forgot your mom had passed away. That's why I couldn't remember. But yes, I think they do know when we're missing them and loving on them. Don't make the mistake of praying to them. Talk to them, but don't pray to them. You pray to God and the Son. The Father and the Son is the only ones worthy of your prayers. Anyone else, you just talk to them and think about them. Well, that's easily done, JJ. Well, sure it does. What you need to do, Carlos, and tell the whole family, you need to be very observant of things that are going on around you whenever you're talking or thinking about Mama, and see if you see stuff repeatedly happening. Butterflies showing up, you know, a strange little smell that you hadn't noticed before. Different little things like that. Because a lot of times they do try to give you some kind of a sign. So y'all, you got to be observant and watching for it, so to speak. That being said, you got to be careful not to let your mind play tricks on you. What up, Robbie T? Well, he very well may, JJ. I actually think it's the lady that my wife had gave Bandit to. You all seen Bandit, our little younger dog. That lady, she dearly loved that pup. And I think it's her coming by to check on her pup, to be honest with you. So, because whenever I tell her, okay, you've seen him, he's fine, now you're scaring him, you know, time for you to go. And normally she does. That's why I'm thinking it's her. Nomad, I was going to call you earlier, but I figured you done went to bed. Did you finish watching that video I was talking about? It went long. It was a long day. Yep. See there, Carlos? Yes, it can be. If when y'all are talking about her and talking to her, watch and see if you see some show up. And see if they show up regularly, or if they just show up when you're talking about her. That might be your sign. It might have been the good Lord that put it on me to tell you that. Doing laundry. How come you're not doing mine? There you go, Patrick. Oh no. Where do you live at, Robbie T? Well, they are wrong there, JJ. Tell your mama they was wrong. They'd have to show me in the book and verse. There's also those fools that say that if you have people cremated, that they cannot be resurrected. That's foolish. God created us from clay. God created us from nothing and breathed life into us. He created this world and this universe. If he can do all that, do you think he can't put ashes together? If he wanted to, but he don't want to. He's not after our body. He's after our soul, our spirit. That's what he's after. He ain't worried about this body. That's why he tells us that you're going to get a new body, and when you go to heaven, you're not going to have the aches and pains of this old body. Ah, I see, you lazy cuss. Well, the Catholics did do a lot of stuff like that, but what you also have to understand, they did have good intentions on a lot of it. That's like Valentine's Day. Valentine's Day was a pagan holiday. A bunch of orgies and all kinds of stuff. And the Catholics tried to, well, and they did, they got the meaning of it to change, and they was trying to bring some of the pagans over their way, and they couldn't just go out there and tell them not to do it. You know, they tried that. That don't work. You know how people are. So they slowly start changing some of it over. Just like Halloween, All Saints Night. You know, there's a lot of stuff that they did that aggravates the dickens out of me as the church. But there's a lot of stuff that they really had good intent. So I hear you, JJ. What did your mom think of that video, JJ? It's a matter of what they wanted. Uh, my dad was an avid fisherman. It surprised me he didn't want his ashes dumped in the lake somewhere. But he wanted to be buried at the foot of his mother, which didn't make a lot of sense to me because they didn't get along very well, especially in his younger years. But he is buried at the foot of his mother. I have my son's ashes in my house right now. New Jersey. You got flatbed, reefer? What do you haul, Robbie? Well, there you go. Ain't nothing wrong with that, Nomad. And remember, other people's opinion is worth what you paid for it. There's another saying, but I won't use it. Well, that's cool. You know, I'm just thinking here, Carlos, you'll have to do your own homework, bro. I know people that have set up grants uh, for youngins going to college and stuff, and it don't have to be a lot, just a little bit. If your mother passed from cancer, obviously, you might be able to talk to one of the cancer centers and do up a grant where you put X amount of money in the bank and the interest goes to a certain individual once or twice a year. Do that in your mother's name. You might like that. You might not. But something for you all to think about. And I don't know if you can do it with a hospital or a cancer center. I don't know. I know people do it for schools. They do it at high schools for people going into college. Give them 100, 500, whatever. I know a buddy of mine, well, an acquaintance of mine, he did it, and it gave out $100 a year to one of the graduating. I think he did it for the head cheerleader. Whoever was the head cheerleader, if they went to college or something, I forget. But something you might think about. Oh. Robbie, reason I asked you, I was thinking about Maverick. I hear Mavericks come a long ways. I don't know enough about them to tell you if they're good or bad. I just hear that they've come a long ways and that they're pretty decent company. Oh, and they're out of the Little Rock area. Oh, Little Rock back and forth to your neck of the woods wouldn't be all bad, in my opinion. And if you're an owner-operator, something else you can consider, which is something I've told a couple other people about, contact the bed bugs and see if you can run yard to yard for them. They used to have a deal where they had owner-operators run the interstate for them, go to LA to North American Yard, and pick up a trailer and take it to New Jersey and drop it at a yard over in that neck of the woods. Then grab one from that neck of the woods and take it to Denver or wherever. But you might talk to the bed bugs, see if you can do some road pulling for them. JB Hunts came a long ways. I know JB used to have a yard over there in your neck of the woods. You might find out if you can do some road trucking for them. They, last I heard, they had pretty much did away with their road trucks and they had their owner-operators running all their road freight and kept their trucks local. If you're like me, you don't want to be doing the deliveries and pickups anyway. Dropping hook on both ends is sweet. So that might be something you check out. You might talk to Schneider as well. I was out in California doing the rock and roll circuit, and I met a driver for this company, and we got talking, and he had been here a little over a year at that time, and he got telling me about them, and I liked what I heard. I liked their equipment, and I called and talked to them 2 or 3 times. And actually, I was one of the first drivers that they hired that didn't live right here. And they pretty much lived up to everything they've told me. So, I kind of like it. I don't need a yard to run out of. All I need is a truck and get me home when we agree to get me home. And where I live down there ain't, man, I didn't find nothing down that way I was really interested in. Well, I don't know if it'll help you, Robbie. It's just something. I hear you. I thought about trying for that NASCAR, but you're right. I hear it is some BS over there, and they put you to work too. You don't get to just sit back. If nothing else, you're cooking. No, I hadn't heard that, Mikey, but it don't surprise me. I didn't know they had any Bibles in country to burn, much less any churches. They've been against that for years. See, JJ, if you're going to hang out with truck drivers, you got to learn how to tell them stories. You're supposed to start that with, "You won't believe this, but it's true." They done seen you last night, and they know you really ain't got no friends. So don't be trying to tell that story to us. I don't think Dee even liked you. Carlos, I think he just tolerates you because you're cousin. We're trying to figure out which half's Mexican. That's right. You don't have to. You can change your mind anytime. Just remember, when you leave your wallet behind. I'll get it back to you. But I know somebody as ugly as you's got to have some money. Oh, folks, I'm about to hit the sack. It's going on 11 o'clock my time. I can wad it up real pretty for you. Why they make hangers, man. Hang that stuff up. First coat of paint. I hear you. It was that bad? Oh, come on, JJ. Tell the truth. You got all the money. Actually, Nomad, something I used to do when I drove over the road, I did hang my clothes up, and I had the pants, socks, underwear, shirt, everything on one hanger. And it worked out real good. That way when I'd go in the shower, I'd just grab whatever shirt I liked for the day and everything else was with it. Mongo, what's going on? Yeah, he might well. He probably got paint on his hands, though. Probably got more paint on him than he did the wall. Actually, yes, there are. Actually, they have one unit that does everything. But that man ain't doing that. He's at a truck stop. But yeah, if you get some of them big super units, yeah, they have one load of unit that washes and dries. Does small loads, but cool. Uh-huh. Oh, you sissy. Carlos. I can see you paint standing back from it. Probably cried to the wife if any splatter got on you. No, you're right. It was a pain. A 6-foot extension on the brush. JJ, you don't want me to do your laundry. There's a reason why Grandma does mine. She hated it when I did my own laundry on the road. Well, since he had gloves on, Nomad, Carlos can fold yours. One more cigarette and then I'm going to call it a night. So get all the dig you want at JJ while you got the chance. When do you deliver tomorrow, Nomad? Shit, you gonna get another 34-hour reset in, ain't you? I know you'll be 2 hours short again. Yes, I did. 2:30. Yeah, there's probably some truth to that. I was talking to one of my other subscribers today, and he was trying to tell me to quit smoking. Then he said, I knew it was fruitless, but I had to say it. Yep, you're right, it's fruitless. I got a good looking old Chevy pickup over there. Early 70s probably. Well, that'd be a crying shame, though, man. Patrick, I wish I knew. Damn, you was painting outside? Alright, brother. Check out that page we was talking about. See if you think it's worthwhile. From what Little Joe was telling me, he don't think so. Love you, brother. Good night. Patrick, that's a whole lot of why I started this YouTube. Well, that's probably why I converted into it. Alright, man. Holler at me tomorrow sometime. It started out as a cooking channel, actually. But it quickly turned to a trucking channel. Nomad's hands are full. He can't tell you night. JJ probably went out for a cigarette. Oh, goodness. You got it folded that quick. What are you whining about? Hell, what'd you have? 4 pieces? See, if you was training, you can tell your co-driver that was part of the class. He had to do your laundry and learn how to use a truck stop laundromat. Take every advantage you can. Uh-huh. Good night, Patrick. Oh, goodness. I'm going to be putting y'all to sleep. I keep yawning. All right, folks, I'm going to call it a night. We almost made an hour tonight. Well, Nomad, you can always come over here. I talked to the owner about you. And he said getting you home wouldn't be a problem. You ain't going to have quite the same time off that you got where you're at, but you can deal with it. Yeah. It don't matter where you're at. You try to get out by yourself somewhere in the mountains. That's where the real crazy people are hiding. You might be better off with the poison you know. And keep that 1911 at hand. Alright, ain't a big deal. A rental car from your yard to my yard ain't gonna take that long. It'd be less than a day. From your yard to my yard is less than 200 miles. It's probably about 100 miles, actually. I'm fixing to tell you.
Proceed to the highlighted route.
87 miles to
Proceed to the
downtown.
highlighted route.
Nope, well, it changed to 100. So 100 miles. That ain't all bad.
Proceed to the highlighted route.
So, grab you a U-Haul or a rental car or whatever. Good night, Mikey. Oh, all right, folks. Cigarettes pretty much gone. So am I. Thanks for coming in. Appreciate you. Nah, I never will find out, dude. It don't matter. Y'all remember, good Lord loves you. So do I. I'm gonna hit the sack. Y'all be safe out there now. Good night. Love y'all. Bye.